Does that look even? I think so.
It needs to be a little. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's actually. Yeah, I think it's just
right there. Looks good.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to Starbound.
Welcome back to the Starbound podcast.
We're just troubleshooting because we're trying to, get everything.
I'm still in the waiting room.
You're in the waiting. Oh, try clicking the link.
Trying to watch the pod as we do the pod. You know what I mean?
But you probably want to do it in another room. Does it work if you click on the link again?
I'll try it again.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. All right, hold on. I'll be back.
Yeah, we're just trying to troubleshoot the podcast. Oh, is that? No, I think it's yes. Okay. Because we had a few, we've had a few issues with the live. Nothing too crazy, but we just want to make sure that the audio sounds great. It's kind of like a different process completely than we did before. This whole video thing, and it changes the process of editing and all that stuff. A lot of it's like much easier, but some parts are more difficult than before. But it's all about getting the perfect flow down, deciding what works and what doesn't work, and that's exactly what we're doing. So it's been worth it so far. And it's been fun. But yes, this is a new age of Starbound. So get pumped.
Looks and sounds good to me.
Awesome. Wow. Sounds great.
Oh, fantastic. It's been so long.
I know.
We got to sit on this couch.
It actually feels like it hasn't been that long. Oh, you know what it is? I think we just started a little bit later last week.
Oh. I still feel like that was a long time ago, actually.
Yeah, with Harry. But it was like, I think we did it.
I know Harry, for me, Harry just left, but we did the podcast early in his trip, so.
Was it early in his trip? I feel like it was later.
It was more, I guess it's technically more halfway.
Yeah.
But it was early enough where I feel like he has a new experience of even after the podcast.
I agree.
Because we did a lot. But
yeah.
Before we get into all the week and everything like that, just how are you doing right now?
Good, man. Today has been a pretty busy day for me, editing my acting reel and stuff like that.
True.
I just showed it to you.
I did I just witnessed it. It was pretty sick.
Thanks, bro.
Pretty sick.
I mean, you directed a bunch of stuff in there.
I was gonna say I gave you some good content in there. I hope it proves fruitful.
Yeah, for sure. Which a lot of that stuff is already available to check out on me and Sean's YouTube channels, Cough Drop Productions and
Cujo Studios.
Yeah, and I guess I can link those are actually already linked on the channel, I think.
Yeah, I think those are already linked. But if you're curious in any of the stuff we've done in previous years,
in the past,
all up there to be seen. Well, most of it. Some of it's kind of in gray areas right now, but it'll all be up there soon.
There's usually some place you can find it.
Yeah, just look around. You know what I mean?
You can always
names.
You can always
ask.
There's always
put it in the comments below.
There you go.
That's my favorite thing to do.
Getting so much better at that.
Exactly. I'm really trying to call it out.
Mm-hmm. What about you though? What have you been getting up to today so far?
It's a lot and a little at the same time, man. Because Leaving SATURN drops literally from when we're recording this tomorrow.
I just want to tell everybody,
technically midnight tonight. You know what I mean? It
is March 2nd, 2023, and it drops on March 3rd. So
yeah, exactly.
Does it drop at midnight East Coast time or West Coast time?
I'm gonna guess West Coast.
West Coast.
So more 3 a.m. if you're on the East Coast.
If you're on the East Coast, hopefully it's. I mean, I think it might be a late night for you.
It might be a real late night. I think odds are by the time you're hearing this, it's already out. So go to either my Instagram. I'll put a link there for the album on all platforms. Search up King Cudjo. I'll be there.
CUDJOE, and tell your professors that you'll be late to class tomorrow because you'll be tired from.
You're gonna be tired being up all night listening to this project.
Emotional journey.
Yeah, it really is an emotional journey. I highly recommend. I think the perfect listening experience for this would be headphones or AirPods or earbuds in the middle of the night in a colorful room preferred, but a dark room will do just fine, and you'll really feel where the mindset was at in the creation of this project. Yeah.
I think bedroom with the lights off could be great with AirPods in. That might be how I do it.
That might be that's the vibe, dude. That's a really good way to hear it.
Sometimes you're right. Sometimes walking around the apartment with lights does make it more a more sort of how do you call it?
Immersive
Experience. But I think sometimes just having audio is like dark room, just audio is like equally as
It's
immersive.
better for listening, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just to solely focus on what you're hearing and not what you're seeing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But also, this is kind of meant. I feel like when you hear this, and if you see certain things, it'll blend together. This is a very soundtrack style album where it's the background for the feeling and the mindset rather than like, like boom, this presents yada yada da. So yeah, it should be a really fun experience for everybody. I hope you enjoy it. Even if you don't enjoy it, thank you for giving me any listen. Any time of day is appreciated. Man, I'm really excited for the album drop. I was just working on some videos for it because I want to give people a little bit of a visual experience while also kind of hearing what the soundscape is like.
Giving them the vibe and visual.
Yeah, giving them the vibe and visual. Also just preparing myself to be more online.
Yeah.
I use this album as kind of like it's like the metaphor of the phoenix, how it like the phoenix dies and then it rises again.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like this album for me is in a sense me killing myself so that I can rise again.
Crushing the ego so that you can rebuild yourself as who you are, I would say.
Exactly. Like, becoming more of who I am rather than what I think I should be or
I agree.
What I think people think I should be.
I think when you're young, a lot of the time, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you're young, not you specifically, but all of us collectively, you really like want to kids in school, growing up, especially if you grow up in one place your whole life, like you feel the need to act a certain way to your peers to get by. I mean, like,
everybody wants to be cool.
Yeah, like
everybody wants to be cool.
Right. You need you have to like survive out here, and like so you don't really know how to like be yourself a lot of the time.
And it's weird because just going back to the very stereotypical like high school settings, there's the popular kids and then the goth people and the nerds and the this and the that. And more often than not in movies and television, like the idea is everyone's trying to put on like a face in order to join the popular kids.
Right.
But it also works for just like the goth kids or the weird kids. You kind of put on a face to blend more in with these other groups. You're just trying to find where your home is.
Right. You're trying to find one. Right. And I think we got really like, and we've talked about this on the podcast in the past before, but going from like football in high school to theater was definitely a drastic change.
Toxic masculinity to toxic femininity.
In certain ways, it was
femininity. Femininity. Damn.
Yeah, and like in certain ways, in both, there was fantastic moments and there were rougher moments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have love for both of them, but I also have hate for both.
but that's not something that's exclusive to football and theater. That's something that's in my opinion, like you said, like you might want to fit in with X group. Like if you want to fit in with, like you said, like a goth group or something, which I don't remember like actually in our high school. Like
we didn't have a strong goth group, but we definitely had a strong emo group.
But say we did have a strong goth group, or just say the emo group, like then there's also, I'm sure, extremes in that group where there are.
No, it's like that collective, they're gonna have a hive mind of like, all right, as the goth group, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And so if you want to join this group or be deeper rooted in these people, you're gonna want to do things more like them so that you fit in more.
Exactly.
So it doesn't just have to be like the popular kid. It happens for any group.
It's just a thing that happens in high school, and not only high school. I mean, it happens in college. It happens outside.
Yeah, even on a more, because like high school is really easy to tell because everything's in like its most basic form.
Right.
But in adulthood, these groups still exist.
They do.
These subtle versions of these groups. I mean, frats are a more definitive way to see that these groups still exist.
Right. Right. We live like very close to USC, and so like. There's been multiple occasions where we have to walk by Frat Row, like USC's Frat Row. And when I have to go there to get to Figueroa, like the street with all the restaurants, I'm like, wow, this is like a movie. Like because USC is like I feel like it's like when you think of like a
at least in
fraternity
this town,
sorority
it
school,
is.
yeah, it's like the place, and it's like whoa. Because my school was so much smaller than that. Like we had Greek life, but it was on a much smaller scale. Like there were frat houses, but they were like off campus, and like it wasn't ingrained that much into the culture of the school. But it seems like USC is like
No,
it's-
they're there, man.
it's like a place to throw down, like to party.
Yeah.
Like
And
yeah.
it's weird because I also see USC growing as a school and the mindset and frats and sororities. And it's not to shit on frats and sororities because I do have a respect a little bit for what they are, what they can do.
It makes sense that they like in concept. It makes a lot.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I don't hate on the idea of frats, and I do know some people where frats and sororities did help them instead of hurt them.
Right.
But I do feel like these concepts are like ancient concepts. Like our fraternity and sorority has been around since like for generations, right?
Is it like ancient Greece or something? When was the first university? When was the first frat?
I can't tell you, man.
When was the first
university? Probably in Greece. That sounds like a frat.
That's what I'm thinking because it's all Greek letters. Yeah. When was the first fraternity?
I'm not sure, but I do feel like these concepts and the traditions that they hold and what they do are ancient concepts, and is now facing a modern world where we don't agree with some of the things that they used to do and continue to try.
Right. I think it's kind of similar to the thing we just talked about with schools. Like there's pros and cons.
Yeah.
And now you get a lot of the problems with hazing that you see online and stuff like that, where it can become a very toxic environment. Yeah. But I do know some people that really genuinely made a lot of friends there and stuff like that as well. And there are some that aren't as bad.
Still though, it's like I see USC as a collective fighting back against frats and sororities, even though they are the ones with the biggest frats and sororities.
Because like probably where it's the most dominant is where it might be the harshest. Maybe I'm wrong. But
USC is also like it's a very forward-thinking school. There's a lot of intelligent, fresh minds at this school ready to change the world, and it's ironic because there's also this old traditional frat system that they come head to head a lot.
It's very interesting. Like I said, I have a lot of friends that swear by it and feel like they really couldn't have gotten through school without their fraternity. And then I know a lot of people that would never dare join one. So it's like
I was pretty close to joining one. Honestly, I'm still close to joining one.
I told you about the story where Harry and I accidentally almost rushed one.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was
interesting. Hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, the very first fraternity, Phi Beta Kappa, was founded in 1776. That's a familiar year.
1770. Wait, isn't that also the Revolutionary War?
That's 1776, like
the Revolutionary War, right?
Yeah.
Am I tripping or?
No.
Okay,
you're right. You're exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, because our independence was 1774, right?
No, 1776.
Oh, it was also 76.
Yeah.
Okay. The Declaration of Independence is 1774.
Think about the musical, 1776.
Oh, yes, that musical that I've definitely seen.
Did you see that?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Who has?
I thought you saw it at our high school.
Oh, no, I was going to lie.
Oh, right.
I was chilling. I wish I did see it, though. I was curious about, like, a lot of those roles.
Yeah, August 2nd. That was my dad's birthday. 1776.
Wait, your dad was born in 1776? No. Jesus, are you like?
I just put my dad's birthday publicly online. Oh, sorry, Dad. That's when the signing of the Declaration was.
Oh,
1776. Yeah. Anyway, apparently that's also the same year the first fraternity, Phi Beta Kappa, was founded.
Where? In Greece.
It was also kept a secret. In 1831, they disclosed their secrets and bylaws. This is what is it even a legitimate website? Probably.
This doesn't sound like a legitimate story.
It's called Apt State, Division of Student Affairs, Fraternity and Sorority Life. Oh, this is like a long article.
Are they like the Illuminati or something like that? Like fraternities and sororities?
Where was this?
If it wasn't in Greece, that'd be really fun.
This history was but this is a manual of American college fraternities.
Oh.
So like how am I supposed were fraternities Greek originally? I don't know.
Where do frats come from?
That's what I'm confused about.
Yeah, I bet any frat brother could tell us the history of
What that is not
of frats, dude.
Of
They're all
what?
very like I love the spirit they have and like the loyalty they have to like being in a frat.
Yeah.
Like, it's really like they're passionate.
Wait, you're
about
saying
it.
you appreciate the people that are passionate about being a frat? Like,
I appreciate the passion they have for being in a frat because like they and say what you will about them, they love being in a frat.
yeah,
A lot of these frat boys. And
people are really passionate about it when they are.
and I respect people that are passionate in general because
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, will kind of just shit on everything and be passionate about nothing. It's like
Right.
that's a shitty way to live.
Right? Is that better or worse? Right?
Yeah,
Eh,
I'd rather have you be
rather have
passionate
you
about on
passionate.
something, like love something.
Even if you're not a fan of it, it's like
Yeah, you don't have to be a fan of frats. I'm not saying
it's kind of
you should
like
be
art.
passionate
It's like you
about
don't have to be a fan of art, but it's better to be passionate about art in general. right?
exactly.
This I'm trying to find it. If like, but when I just
The
do a
history of
symbol,
frats. I know all the frat kids are gonna like blow us up. Like,
yeah,
how
I feel
the
like
fuck do you not know about the
right,
first frat that ever existed?
right? Because all of them know the song.
I feel like they like study it, bro.
Okay, this one says the first fraternity started up in 1750 at the College of William and Mary, which is not too far from us, Williamsburg, Virginia.
In America.
But I don't know. That's the thing.
Also, maybe this is an American-only concept.
I feel like Google might be like altering my search so that it's only like American-based answer. Because like I feel like it's probably Greek-based originally, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I might
Hold
be
on.
wrong.
I have a theory.
Yeah. Why are the letters?
Like a lot of like or architecture in DC is based on like Roman, Greek, Catholic architecture.
Yeah.
It could be that some blokes in America, and this happens a lot, some blokes in America were like, bro, we should have like a secret group and base it on like Greek culture. And that's where frats started. So it could be an American invention.
I could see that.
Like the fortune cookie.
Yeah. I guess like also if you think about it, you know, fraternities are a really interesting thing. I know they were like I took this like class in college called like Greek mythology. I can't remember which class number it was, but it was like I think it was like Ancient Studies 210 actually. If you go to UMBC, I loved it. It was a great class. I think it was taught by this guy Timothy Finn. I think it was.
You think he's still teaching it?
Yeah, I think so. He was really passionate about it, and he was really good at his job. And we got to write like a Greek mythology thing and all this cool stuff. But I remember learning. And actually, I might have not learned about this in that class. I might have learned about this in another art history class. I take a bunch of those from my major. But like that in ancient Greece, there were these like I can't remember what they were called, but they were not called fraternities. They were called like they were basically these meeting houses where like grown men would go in with and they would have like basically it was like a social gathering house.
This sounds like a frat.
Yeah, it was like a social gathering house, okay? And they would go in and they would like have like women bring them like food, like grapes and stuff.
Oh, is this where that whole thing with
Yeah.
like the feed me my grapes?
Maybe. And then like they also had, from what I understand, like these boys, like 13, 14-year-olds or something like that. And they were like the sort of mentors. And what's the opposite of a mentor?
Mentee?
That's what I'm gonna say. It doesn't sound right.
Mentee, mentor, and I think it is a mentee.
Mentor and student, or
yeah, you can do mentor and student.
Like they were students, but they were also like lovers of the men or something. Like, but I think like from what I remember in class,
are they sucking the? How far are we in? Okay, good. Are they sucking dick while
I don't
learning?
I don't know exactly how it worked, but I think it was more so like it was like and don't quote me on this because like I'm trying to remember something my teacher taught me.
TMZ,
like,
pay attention.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember something that my teacher taught me like 2 or 3 years ago. So this is like take this with a grain with multiple grains of salt, but like. I think it was more so almost like a mutual. It was like a weird way of like training the like boy as not only like how to become a man, but how to like go about the world, how to like if they were an artist, it's like they teach them the art. I think it was like an all-encompassing sort of training, but then they also were like sexual with them. So
This is how you fuck, boy.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, I can't tell you if that's how ancient Greece rolled. Another thing I remember learning is that phalluses, which is another word for like dicks, they were
like phallic?
yes, they were worshipped in some cities in ancient Greece, and like one of them,
dick.
Yeah, they were worshipped as a sign of protection. Okay, yeah, and so like basically there were these like statues, and they were like rectangular. They were like what's like a 3D rectangle called again?
A 3D rectangle, a prism, a rectangular prism.
Yeah, a rectangular prism or something like that. It was like,
I'm
like,
picturing it.
and then there was a head of Hermes on the top of it, and then just like a dick on like the rectangular prism. And that was like a normalized thing in these like cities because it was.
This is Greece?
I think it was Greece, yeah. And maybe it was Rome. I'm pretty sure it was Greece. And like
that sounds like a Roman thing to do too.
Yeah, well, I mean, Romans, they
Roman Greco type of.
They took a lot of their inspiration from. Yeah, I mean,
copy my homework, but make it a little bit different. It's not Zeus, it's Jupiter. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
But then, from what I understand, people just had these phalluses or phallics, I don't know, all around their houses and stuff. They would like carry them around. So I imagine that the equivalent of that is like people walking around with like little like mini like
dildos
on their keychains. And I just like to think of it that way because I think that'd be hilarious. If people like walked around like that as like a sign of protection, like that would be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
You know what I'm saying?
But imagine for them, it's like a very sacred religious thing. So it's like, don't laugh at this. All right, this dick protects me.
Well, I mean, you bring up a good point because like you never know where somebody's coming from in their religion. So it's like at first you might be confused and laugh.
Instead of carrying around a little Bible, you're just carrying around a dick.
Right. For my RA class that I had to train up on, we had to do this this project on when you get off on I don't think I might have actually mentioned this before, but you get off on an island and you have to like talk to like the natives of the island and you have no idea about their culture or anything, but like you get off on a plane. Like, what do you do? Because like if you wave, like, that could hypothetically be an insult to them. So it's like, what do you do? How do you like get along with people when you literally have no context for what they like, what they don't like?
You gotta monkey see, monkey do that shit, bro. Find the nearest local that you can see and then like just mimic anything that they do.
It's like
a baby, you know what I mean? Like
we just had this conversation with somebody about, was it with Harry, about like how cavemen created language?
Wait, what? When did we talk about this?
We talked about this like really recently. It was like, how did people come up with words for things?
I think maybe that was just us.
Maybe it was just us.
I don't remember.
But for me, it was like, wow, who was it with? I can't remember. But like, for me, the thought was like, if there's two people and we both don't speak the same language, or we don't speak at all, and we see like water, like all we can know is we can hear the water, and it's like, right? So I can see how like the word, right? I can see how the word water is kind of like the sound of it, like, and that's called onomatopoeia, right?
You know that's how English came up with water?
Did we talk about this on the last episode, or was it like not Starbound that we talked about?
Because I don't think it was on Starbound that we talked about it, but I think we might have talked about it with Harry.
Yeah, because Harry's like a linguistics major, so he knows all that stuff.
He would know that history.
So yeah, I think it's like onomatopoeia when it sounds like that. Actually, I think it might have been on Starbound. But anyway, I'll just summarize.
Whatever. More content.
Yeah, I'll summarize quickly. Yeah, and so that's how they decided. I mean, I don't know this 100%. It's just a theory, but it's like that's how they were like water, and a lot of words like that, like boom, like
boom. Oh yeah, boom is literally
like right. So that's like the simplest form of language, and then everything is kind of structured around that. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, here's the thing. I would love
Kevin invented language, is what he's trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to say. No, I would love any details though. If anybody knows about that ancient Greek thing that I'm talking about, I can't remember what those meeting houses were called, and I can't remember the exact history. So again, don't quote me on that. But if you're into history and you've heard about that, I would love it if you commented down below. There you go.
There you go. There you go. Hit them freaking comments. You heard what he
we're
said.
not historians. We're just.
But we're at least YouTubers.
We're
bare
at least
minimum.
YouTubers that can talk about something.
Exactly. Hank Green, hit us up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Both of the Greens. There's an older brother too.
Yeah, the one that wrote like Fault in Our Stars. John. Is it John?
Wait, he wrote Fault in Our Stars?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's the guy who does Crash Course. He's like an author.
Wait, what? I mean, I could guess that maybe he writes something, but like, did he write Fault in Our Stars? That's like a banger.
I'm pretty sure he did. Did you do that?
No,
So
but
how
I
do you-
saw the movie.
Oh, you
and
did?
The movie was a banger.
It was really
I
good. I never
know
saw
that
it.
the text must be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, story by John Green.
Holy shit, dude! That's like, wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Does he understand that that they made a movie off of his book?
I think he understands that.
But like, if someone made a movie off of something that I made.
He also wrote Paper Towns, which they made a movie out of too. If you remember.
They did.
There's a bunch of books.
Wait, so why is he doing Crash Course and he does all this shit?
Bro, he loves history. Like, I think him and his brother started that channel.
I think they did, but it's weird to think of them starting that channel, and also he's like a goated writer.
Well, think
At
about
the
it
same
like this.
time.
Think about it like this. When you make your movie, what if people stumble upon Starbound and they're like, "Wait a second, the guy who is on Starbound."
It's not the same.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not the same.
It's kind of similar.
dude.
It's kind of
Like you don't see J.K. Rowling doing like courses on something completely unrelated from Harry Potter. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, here's my thing though. It's like that's in like it's not like
I guess on a Gambino
it's not
level,
like the
it's
Fault in
like
Our
some people do.
Yeah, Gambino.
More
You know, he
shit.
started with stand up and then he did like Atlanta and he did a bunch of like, albums and stuff. And now he's not even like, he's like, before I knew him by Childish Gambino, but now people mainly say Donald Glover.
That's hilarious because
He
when
was
I see
able to
him,
do
I'm
that.
calling Gambino off the bat.
But he was able to do that. Like
That's
he was
pretty
able to like literally like change his stage name to his real name flawlessly, and people respect him equally as like a showrunner, writer, stand-up comedian.
He's a very like
musician.
rare case where he's respected in every art form that he
Yeah.
does. I don't think there's a single even stand up, which is funny.
Yeah.
You can't be a stand up person and be like a producer. I guess you can do that.
Yeah.
But
There's very few who are as good at like what they do as Gambino. I feel
yeah,
like very few. Like he's definitely like a rare one.
writer too. No,
Yeah.
he's like raw talent. I respect him as an artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. I was gonna do a segue into this movie that I saw, but now I can't.
Oh, what was the movie again? I can try to find one. Give me a hint about the movie. I think I remember, or I remember. I will remember if you do.
I think I can whip something up. I think I can whip something up. With all that talent that Gambino has, he must have had a lot of training to get to that point.
Training. That reminds me of this one movie that you saw the other day.
What was that movie that I saw?
Training Day.
Oh my god, bro! Well, while we're on the subject, you know what I mean? I recently saw this movie called Training Day.
Yeah.
Again, I want to get into my bag of like trying to watch like a new movie for me, like at least once a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, some weeks are busier than others, but I'm really trying to stick to that.
Yeah.
And the other day, I was like, I need to watch a new movie. I'm itching for it because you had the whole trip with Harry, and it kind of took up a lot of the day.
Right.
I was like, all right, Harry's gone. Let me get back to watching movies. I saw Training Day. Boy,
It was good.
dude, oh my god, dude.
Denzel doesn't disappoint. I've been meaning to watch Fences.
Oh, yeah.
I've been meaning to watch it. I haven't seen it yet, but
I also actually haven't seen Fences either.
I would watch that with you if you want to watch that.
I'm down to watch Fences.
Yeah.
Fences.
That
trailer was hard.
Didn't he like have some point in the production of that too, Denzel?
I'm not sure about Fences. That would make sense if he did.
Let me check.
because he likes to do that type of
Yeah,
shit.
go ahead.
But he was part of the production for Hamlet. I think he directed
For
it.
Hamlet? Oh, he's in a Hamlet.
He made his version of Hamlet, which I think he also
Oh.
stars in.
I didn't know that.
And visually, it's like gawking. It's like wow.
Yeah, he directed Fences.
Oh, we do. Oh shit.
That's what I'm saying. And he got really good reviews, I remember. And I read the play in college, but I didn't see the movie.
I read a scene from it because I had to pick a scene for this class I was in. It was like directing actors. It was like a training class thing at USC.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
chose
you have a book on that.
Huh?
You have a book on that.
I also have a book.
We talked about that in an earlier episode of Starbound.
Yes, I also have a book related to the same concepts.
Yeah.
But I also had a class in it that's at USC.
Yeah.
And I chose the fences scene because like that writing is like it's perfect. That writing is like it's intense.
Fences? Yeah.
You feel the characters
Yeah.
emotionally. They're perfectly at heads with each other. It's so well written.
I think it's August Wilson, right?
I'm not sure.
I think I just saw it.
Sure.
But
no, Fences is really good.
Fences is so well written. Yeah, August Wilson.
August Wilson wrote it.
Wrote the play. Fences.
I wonder what else he wrote.
I think August Wilson is a very prof.
I read the screenplay version of it, so maybe it was slightly interpolated. Is that the word I'm looking for? Slightly modified, but it was good.
August Wilson's works. Yeah, let me check.
I think off of Fences, he has to be a GOAT writer because that shit was like magic. It almost rhymed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really well written. And let's see, born in Pittsburgh.
Nice. Pity.
And then career.
Yeah, let's look at that. Or discography. Does he have a discography?
That's what I'm trying to see if there's like.
Is it a discography for writers? I don't know. That's a legal term for it.
Work. Started writing. It looks like the first thing on Wikipedia is 1973. Recycle.
Nice.
And there's a bunch of lists
Any
here.
notable things on this list? There's Fences is Big Banger.
Let me see if there's anything else that pops out at me as something I've heard of. I don't know if I've personally heard of any of these. Yeah, but the piano lesson sounds vaguely familiar. The piano lesson.
Yeah, it does have a daily year. Oh, interesting. Two trains running, some guitars. I think Fences is still his greatest hit of these bunch.
I think it's
just in like
the
a
most famous
writing way, but like in terms of popularity.
Yeah.
But I think the piano lesson does sound oddly a little bit familiar.
Oh, yeah.
I think
won an award for Fences. It doesn't even say what award it is. Oh, it actually does. Best play at the Tonys. Won a Tony for Fences in 1987.
Mm-hmm.
And then got nominated for a bunch of other stuff. Won Best Revival of a Play in 2017 for the show Jitney? How do you say that?
Jitney? I'm not sure. I'm not too big of a play guy.
Yeah, I haven't heard of this play before.
It looks kind of unsettling from the cover.
Oh wow, it does. I like how we're just talking about August Wilson.
I know. I was like, what was the point again? Let me get back to Training Day.
Yeah. But there's a bunch of Pulitzers and a bunch of awards August Wilson got. So check out Fences.
Check out Fences.
I'm gonna check it out.
We're also gonna check that out. So yeah, I saw Training Day, and there's a lot of different amazing things that happen in this movie. I don't like. Here's the thing. What makes Training Day so amazing is definitely solely by the work of Denzel Washington.
Really?
Like solely. And I'm not saying that means the rest of the movie is bad. The rest of the movie, you haven't seen it?
If I did, it was like years ago.
If you ever want to see it again, I'd be down. Yeah. But like, if you saw the movie, you'd notice that it's not that the rest of the movie is bad. The rest of the movie is also phenomenal. But Denzel does something with his character, the villain of the movie, so well.
Oh, he is the villain.
Yes.
Yes.
But he's like he's the villain, but he's also the star. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's also the main character.
Like Joker or something?
Similar to Joker.
Okay.
Similar to Joker. But his performance as this villain in the movie is so fantastic. It's so worth watching.
From an acting
that it's like, I can't remember anything about this movie other than Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
I feel almost sorry for everyone that like I feel bad for the writers, the other actors, the production designer. I feel bad because Denzel washed everyone else solely by his performance.
Pun intended. Denzel washed everybody else. Am
I a rapper or am I not a rapper,
bro?
Intended. Dang, that was not intended. That was not intended. And this is not an insult to everybody that worked on it, because I think even they would understand that Denzel killed this movie. He destroyed this movie.
Dude, this is why we should watch Fences, because like it's the perfect thing where it's like it's known as like a good film, right? So it's good for you to study as a director, but it's also known as a good play, and Denzel is known as a fantastic actor and director. So you be studying him as a director, I'll be studying him as an actor.
Yeah, that'd be good for both of us.
We should watch that one together.
Honestly, just for even fun.
I'm sure it's a great movie.
to watch Fences.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
It's on the list. That's gonna be first. We should have that watched by next week for next episode. I would like to talk about that.
I wouldn't mind either. We'll watch it.
All right,
We'll watch
sounds
it
good.
for sure. But yeah, it's like the thing about Denzel's character in this movie, and I forgot his name. It's Hasbulla. No, all right. I forgot his name in the movie, but the way, first of all, he's bare minimum entertaining because his character is slightly sarcastic. He's always on edge, so you never quite know what he's going to do next.
Yeah,
he might do something really nice for you. He might like try to shoot you. You don't really know.
Right. He
always is leading the character that I forgot. I think it's Ethan Hawke, who is starring next to Denzel Washington.
I can't remember what that guy looks like.
This is worth me actually doing some of the research real quick. But yeah, the character because the whole plot of the story is that there's this kind of rookie cop who wants to become a big detective one day, and to do that he has to join Denzel Washington's division, which is narcotics. So he has to become a narc. Training Day.
Maybe I have seen this.
Ethan Hawke, yeah. Okay.
Let me see. Oh, are you just looking at the actor?
I just looked up the.
Where is Ethan Hawke?
This is the poster right here. It's Ethan Hawke.
Oh. Have I seen this?
It's a very popular movie.
I might have seen it.
I already saw the scene of like King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Like, what's the genre?
I would put it as a crime drama. Yeah.
Interesting.
Inner city crime drama. That's what I'll say it is. But yeah, Ethan Hawke plays this guy named Jake Hoyt, who's like, he's this rookie cop. He's very hopeful of like becoming like the super dope detective one day and like stopping crime in his city. He's like very naive in that sense. And Denzel Washington, who now I can actually look up his name, plays Alonzo, who is like this. He's not a rookie. He's a vet. He's been doing this shit for a while, and it's something about the city has made him crooked. And it's not a fictitious city. It's actually LA.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's the LA Police Department. I think the movie's actually trying to say something about the corruption of LAPD.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, this guy, Alonzo, is crooked.
Yeah.
He doesn't know right from wrong anymore. And he takes this rookie cop on a whirlwind in like one day.
Yeah.
I think the whole movie takes place in one day.
Oh, snap. That's kind of an interesting premise.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And the really, really beautiful thing about Denzel's performance is that he's only a villain in the sense that he's an antagonist for certain events and people that come up in the story.
Okay.
And the truth is, he's kind of like, he finds a way to make him sympathetic, even though you hate him. Like, he's the worst character in this movie.
That's all you can ask for.
Morality. But he's also like, I feel for him because there was like a day I think in his life where he was that rookie cop that believed in hope, and saving his city and all this. But then something about the city just turned him and his experiences, and now he's just like this crooked bastard.
All you can ask for is a sympathetic villain, because like so many people try to make their villains like non-sympathetic, but you just don't want to. You know what I'm saying? And
I think it's difficult because
empathetic,
empathetic. Because sometimes there are villains that are good that do not have to be. So the Joker in The Dark Knight is not sympathetic.
Right. They tried with him.
Fantastic.
They tried with him to make him like much more like anarchist almost.
Exactly. In that sense, you can respect it. I think the truth is every good villain needs something that people can connect with.
Right. It's like taking. Well, you know what they say, like writers have to be able to put themselves in the mind of a villain. It's the same as directors. It's the same as actors. It's the same. It's like you have to latch on to something semi-relatable in order to bring something to life. right?
Exactly.
Right. So it's like if there's a character, because I've played characters that are awful human beings before, and it's like for me, it's like, oh, okay, well, this guy, he gets angry when people question his masculinity or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't want to be. He wants to be like the alpha male. He doesn't want to be like.
Are you talking about who's that guy from that one show that you did?
Stanley from Streetcar? Yeah, and that one is like right. That was like the sort of most obvious example of like awful human being. Just
no, he's an antagonist.
Right, and so, but then I had to find the humanity in him. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta find the truth, I think, in every character,
Yeah.
and it's especially important in your villains, because if we can at least somewhat understand where your villain is coming from, you can take us on whatever ride you want to take us on. That's the thing about like going back to the Joker and Dark Knight.
Versus Joker and Joker.
Versus the Joker and Joker, actually. They take two different approaches, but they both achieve the same kind of concept of like, can I understand this character enough to want to see what they're going to do next?
Right.
I feel like in the Dark Knight sense, he's not as sympathetic as the one in the Joker movie.
Oh yeah, because a lead, you need to be like, well, you get more context for a leading character.
Yeah.
But like a lead, usually you need it to be empathetic, sympathetic.
A lead you need a little bit more to attach to. But also I think in The Dark Knight, the point of the Joker is that he doesn't give a shit about this political bullshit, these games, right? Everyone in the movie, Gordon, Harvey Dent, even the Batman, are trying to play these political games. Yeah. The Joker's an anarchist. He doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. And that sense of not giving a fuck is something that I can absolutely understand.
How do you think, though? How do you think a film would be if you tried to have the lead be completely unsympathetic or unempathetic? Like, I think that could be interesting, just because like it could be a psychopath or sociopath or something, and you don't try to like play to the pathos of making them sympathetic or empathetic. You try to make them just like there and just like evil, like from birth.
I saw one movie that actually did that from like, I think it was the 60s, 70s.
Oh, we're talking about The Bad Seed.
What?
We had to watch it in lit as film in high school. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Bad Seed. It's about a little girl that's just like born evil.
Yes. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
But that's actually kind of a good example.
But she's also not. I think is she the main character for that? Is she the lead?
Maybe not. Maybe her mom's the lead.
Because I feel like she's also playing against people that are sympathetic.
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Yeah, you might be right. She might not be.
But also, there's a lot of scenes that she's not in, where like we're more following her mom.
That's okay though. But take that and dial that character up and dial the other characters down.
That's what I mean. I saw a movie that kind of did something similar, and I completely forgot the title of it now. But it was about this guy who was completely unlikable. He screws everybody over. He tries to get people killed throughout the movie, but he finds this kind of rich woman, and he's like, "Oh, if I marry this woman, I can have all of her possessions and just kill her." So the movie, you're just watching this unfold, right? And he does something sympathetic by the very end of the movie, but the whole movie you are basically just you hate him,
right,
from beginning to almost the end.
Oh,
and I'm not gonna lie, it's entertaining, but it's difficult to connect with.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. I think like
it's definitely tricky.
That's tricky. The show You is another good example of
Watching You.
What?
Watching You.
Is that like a pun that you're trying to?
No, I thought the whole title of the show is Watching You.
No, it's just You.
It's literally just You.
Yeah, it's just You. It's on Netflix. Anyway, a lot of you might have seen it, but it's like this guy who's like a serial killer. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers really, but let's just say he's a bad dude, and they still attempt to make him sympathetic or empathetic, and like sometimes it works, but they really play with the boundary a lot of pushing. Like I think they actually play with the boundary a lot of seeing how far the audience will go to still root for him. People talk about this in Breaking Bad a lot. Like, when do you stop rooting for Walter White? Because like he's this guy with cancer at the beginning, and it's like you feel for him. You're like, oh, he just needs to provide for his family. It's okay that he's like cooking meth in his basement. And then there's a certain episode, in my opinion, that you just absolutely cannot root for him anymore because, like, no matter how much how many things they set up for him, you're like, I can't excuse that one. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like all these shows. But it doesn't mean you want to stop watching the show. It means you want to see when the story ends. And Breaking Bad, that's why it's so fantastic.
Still have to see it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's different because, it's like AMC, it's like cable era, which now is an era.
No, cable era it's a different era. You have to pick your battles when it was streaming.
Streaming is much less episodes, much less no ad breaks. Like,
yeah, I think there's good and bad to streaming. We've already talked about it. But, I feel like stories now are more streamlined and give you less bullshit.
Yeah.
But you do lose that factor of like everyone tuned in this week and talks about it this week and then you wait for the next episode.
Mm-hmm.
There are wins and losses for that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's also just stylistically different. Like streaming just now feels like it's just one really long movie instead of like a show.
Right. The big show right now is Last of Us, which I have not seen yet.
I also have not seen, and I think I'm just gonna wait until every episode is out. And even then, I'm not entirely sure because I don't want to pick up. I mean, I think I've already shared my beef with like TV on here, but like I don't like picking up a show, waiting through seasons, and then either it becomes ass down the line or they just cancel it outright.
I agree.
I can't play the game.
I agree to a certain degree. Sometimes I'm like not gonna wait for like 3 seasons of a show, and like 1 season's enough. And if I enjoy the season, I don't have to watch the second season, but I might watch it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel once I've committed an entire season to you, it's obligated. Like I've given you already this amount of time, I have to give you the rest.
I don't think that way.
Yeah. See, I have commitment issues, so so if I'm committed, and I don't like giving my commitment to things that don't deserve it.
Right.
So
you can apply that on a life scale too. Like you can be like, when you dedicate a season to a movie, to make a movie, you're like, well, I have to finish the trilogy. But if you're like, you just finished the one movie, you could be like, it doesn't need a sequel.
That's why I think it's easier on my heart for movies because once the movie's over, it's typically over, and you don't have to do any sequel.
Right.
You know what I mean, most movies actually don't have sequels.
Yeah.
So it's easier to commit to that. The story has a beginning, middle, end. But shows, the whole point of it is that there is no end.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't. It's the cliffhanger. There's literally not an end to this story.
So going in without an end is much more dangerous. I agree.
So, but with movies, it's like it's nice if they continue, but if they don't, you can also be satisfied with what you have.
I agree.
So, which is something Marvel has been, I guess, running into the issue of like, okay, but what if you did like
Ant-Man
30? Yeah, we still haven't seen. I know everyone's gonna be looking at us like we spent 6 episodes.
Wearing his Captain
I know. We spent 6 episodes talking about Marvel and DC and superheroes, and here we are not seeing Ant-Man. But look. Think about it this way. A, we're creatives. Like we're genuine creatives. And real creatives don't have time for.
That's what I'm saying. It's been very busy, but we should go watch.
We will dedicate time to it, but like understand this. When the Russo brothers just finished shooting like Civil War, they told everybody, look, no, we have not seen Batman versus Superman. We're too busy making movies.
So here's what I'll say about that.
People that make movies don't actually have time to watch that many movies.
Here's what I'll tee up from that. Here's the transition.
Go ahead.
Speaking of that, you are an artist who just finished a huge long-term project that took like over a year. So what are you going to do?
About 2 years, give or take.
What are you going to do the moment this album drops? And when are you first going to listen to the album after it drops?
Yeah, I haven't heard the album since I sent it to distribution to take care of. Because A, I want to kind of hear it for the first time with everybody else, and B, like, it's exhausting. It's so exhausting listening to the same, 10 songs over and over and over again. It's like I need a break so I can actually enjoy this again.
Because it's also mentally tiring, right? Because it's your dark thoughts a lot of the time that you have to play.
Yeah, a lot of this album is dark, dude. This album goes into like really dark creps that I normally don't like to show.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it's emotionally exhausting to listen to the album over and over and over and over and over and over and over Um,
3 a.m. Eastern, midnight Western.
I think 3 a.m. Eastern, midnight Western. I'm curious to hear what it sounds like after all this time. I think I might do a listening party.
A listening party?
Yeah.
When?
We'll do a listening party. Maybe can't be this weekend because even though the album is dropping, I'm still busy doing stuff for the album.
And you gotta reflect. You gotta let it.
You gotta give it to the people. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I'll let the world take it and see it for what it is, and then I'll hear it for what it is afterward.
Yeah, let's throw a
I'll
listening
take
party.
it back. But let's do a little listening party maybe next weekend.
Okay.
On Saturday.
Dude, that would be crazy to experience that with you, with a group of people. And...
I'd be crazy to experience like this with other people because, like, for me, it was my music.
Yeah.
But since I haven't heard it in a while, and if we do a listening party, I would be hearing it with other people. It's like I'm with other people, just hearing this random person's music.
Right.
That happens to me.
So, well,
I'm really excited. Yeah, let's do it. You know what? Saturday, the 11th. Pull up. Hit us up. Either of our accounts anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll do a little listening.
Yeah. We got some room. So message us if you want to come to the listening party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Please hit us up.
Leaving Saturn, March 3rd.
Leaving Saturn, March 3rd. It is coming out very, very soon.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Me too, bro. Let's go. There's some of our good friends on the features. We got Baba.
A lot of cool people. Timmy Torch, a.k.a. Baba.
Justice.
Justice,
Lauren.
Track Boy Jr. We got Lauren in there. Yep. Lauren does something really cool. I won't spoil what she does on the album, but her feature is wildly different from everyone else's feature. I don't think many people will understand and respect what she did. Yeah. Because it's subtle, man. Like no one's gonna really know. But I want you to understand when her song comes up on the album, like
you already dropped the track list, right?
I dropped the track list.
I think
it's called Lauren's. It's literally called Lauren's Launch. Right. It's almost like an interlude, just kind of for her, because we collaborated on the song, but that song is like 50% like her work, just like what she did with it.
That would be cool to check out.
So again, I won't spoil what she did with it, but when you hear the song, know that like I was really just the support, you know what I mean? And Lauren was the one that went off. So
she launched.
Also,
I think there's a Jacobus cameo.
We don't know that for sure. But I do like to collaborate with my friends a lot. I will say this: the second song, "Slip and Slide," that beat is Jacobus. That's not my beat.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay, yeah. So normally I always do all of my own beats. The rest of those songs are mostly mine. Yeah. Lauren's Launch, is much more of a collaboration there in terms of production. But the rest of those songs are all like my beats that I made, like handmade with these fingers and the mouse and the buttons and everything.
These ends.
But these odd ends, Meg.
That's a
deep cut. Not everyone's gonna understand it, but that's okay. That's okay. But Slip and Slide, that beat is literally straight from Jacobus. I mean, I added a little bit more stuff to it just to make it more full. Yeah. But that's his work right there. Yeah, man. That's the first time I think I went to a different producer to get a beat to then do something with.
Yeah, speaking of that, did we talk about, I can't remember, was the music collective thing we did after Starbound last week, or was it before?
It was after.
It was after.
Oh, wait, was it after?
Well, we recorded.
It was after. Yeah, it was after.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% certain.
What day did we do we did it on Saturday. Yeah. Oh, and we dropped Starbound on Saturday.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Well, that went great. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Did we tell anyone about that?
Well, I think we mentioned that we
were doing update them on. Yeah, so we did a little collaboration at our place.
It was awesome.
Different, creative people came over. Again, we had Harry visiting. So we just came together, man. It was really, really exciting. Tara Dame was over. Justice was over. We did a lot of different freestyles. We got some people to do a hook here or there. We were sharing music back and forth.
Harry's beats, Sean's beats.
Yeah, my beats, Harry's beats. I even Harry and I even collaborated a little bit beforehand and made a beat kind of together. Mm-hmm. So a lot of different collaboration was happening. I showed them some songs from the album.
Show them diaries and all that stuff.
Yeah, we showed them diaries, which just came out recently. I know we keep plugging that song. We'll plug it again.
Right, we'll plug it again. The links again will be in the bio of this.
Links for everything artistically.
Description of the YouTube video for Starbound.
Yeah.
And, check that out because leaving SATURN. In fact, I will right now. I'll probably put the pre-save link in the bio, but at midnight or 3 a.m.
We gotta switch it to the link.
I'm gonna update it to the actual link of
Leaving SATURN.
So if you're listening to this episode of Starbound on Friday, March 3rd,
it might be a pre-save link. It could be the actual link. Either way, March 3rd, listen to the album.
And check below. Boom.
Listen to the album. I put a lot of work into that thing.
Let us know your favorite songs on the album, like why they're your favorite songs. You know.
Maybe I'm curious to know actually.
What song it might remind you of, what artist?
Yeah, because some of I won't spoil whose was what favorite song and yada yada yada. But I heard a lot of different comments from when we did the big collaboration the other day, like what they were thinking about the music, and it was interesting to hear like what they hear when they hear it and everything.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of surprises. I surprised them, and these are artists I already kind of know what I normally do.
Right.
On a day-to-day like music basis. So if it surprised them, I know there's gonna be some surprises for like everybody else who hasn't heard me
for sure
musically in years.
I think this is very different from Midpoint.
This is wildly different from Midpoint, but also it feels like a continuation from Midpoint.
You can track the epic journey still on SoundCloud, Spotify. The beginnings, ends. Started it all.
Yeah, there's a trace of my identity that like you can definitely follow the through line through all of that.
King Cudjo on everything now.
Yep, King Cudjo on literally everything.
In fact, maybe I'll put links underneath the link to Leaving SATURN. Maybe I'll put Midpoint under that, and then I'll put the beginnings end under that.
Just listen to everything
so that you can check out the full.
Click all the links. If you see a link,
click it.
Click it. You feel me? Just click it. Anyway, that collaboration day was very special. It was nice. I feel like that's the right way to make art.
I think we're gonna keep doing that.
No, I was told actually that we should do more.
Yeah.
Someone wanted us to do it, make it like a monthly thing. I was like, oh.
Yeah. If you're an artist and you're in LA and you've been checking out Starbound.
If you're an artist in general, first of all, you should not make your art alone. I think some arts are personal and those are for you, right? But you cannot do your art solely alone. I think the right way to do it is actually to do it collaboratively.
Right, you can, and there are nice projects outside.
There's an occasional project, there's a time and a place for that.
Yeah.
But if you solely do art by yourself, I think that's actually wrong.
Yeah, I'm saying if you're making music or if you do other stuff, we're always cooking. So hit us up, especially if you're in Los Angeles, if you're visiting LA, or if you live in LA. Either way, let us know because we're always
out here.
Yeah, we're always down to cook. We're always making music or videos or
writing more recently.
Writing like
doing a lot.
Yeah, we love to collaborate with other artists. So please let us know if you're in town.
But yeah, that was nice. That was really nice hanging out with everybody. Really, I think Harry enjoyed it too.
I think Harry had a great time.
I thought Harry was a little bit inspired by the music that was going on, just like not just by us, but by the people that pulled up and everything.
That was fun to have Harry on Starbound. It was fun to have Harry cooking with us, and we met some people.
We met some very interesting people. Yeah. I guess it was only like 3-4 days ago.
Yeah, we can. I think we can.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, we accidentally stumbled upon it.
We accidentally stumbled upon a cult meeting.
Yeah, maybe we should.
It wasn't a cult meeting. I was joking. No, we went to Beverly Hills and we participated in. I think it's called Party with Bossy.
Yeah.
And it's basically the mayor of Beverly Hills. Her name is Lily Bossy.
Yeah.
Very nice woman, though. She's not actually as bossy as her name.
She seemed nice.
Yeah, no, she seemed cool. But she puts on these things, I think, once every 2 weeks or something like that. Yeah. And it's just a networking event to hang out with, like, her and a bunch of other people in Beverly Hills, and a lot of the shop owners and managers and yada, yada, yada. And everybody was there. The people that have stores on Rodeo Street, they're obviously out there. It was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice.
Cool.
Everyone was cool.
It was a really
passing a lot of contact information.
That we accidentally ended up there.
It was. We did not plan to go there. We wanted to go to like a cafe that was next to it that unfortunately closed down.
Right. So sad.
By the time we got there, but then we saw what was happening. We're like, you know what? I got time of day.
Yeah.
Might as well pull up.
Yeah.
And that party was like, it was crazy.
Got some food, you know?
Yeah, there were some nice appetizers being thrown around there. A lot of dope outfits. I'm not gonna lie, Beverly Hills people, they come clothing correct. You know what I mean?
Photos with the mayor.
Yeah, we took some photos with the mayor. We got Beverly Hills Connects now. Like I know some people in Beverly Hills that are cool. You know what I mean? Like cool. So yeah, man, that was wild.
Yeah.
Especially for Harry, because like we don't normally go to Beverly Hills social
We
events.
went there so Harry could see what Beverly Hills looked like.
Yeah, we just went there to go check out Beverly Hills, but then there happened to be a social event there, and like that was crazy.
Yeah, it was interesting.
That was so crazy.
It was very interesting.
But it was nice. It was really nice. I very enjoyed. Like that's kind of like the LA scene.
Yeah.
Just like going out to random events, meeting a bunch of people, shaking a bunch of hands, making some new friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? That might be industry friends that help you down the line.
Yeah.
People just some people that are doing some cool shit that you just know.
Right.
And one day when you have another connect, you can bring those two people together.
Yeah.
That's
everybody's.
I love his friendships.
Everybody's connect. You know, come visit us. We'll give you the LA experience.
Yeah, we will be your connect.
That
is what we offer on this Starbound podcast.
You can cook music and stuff with us, or video, or whatever. You can stay with us, you know, and we'll give you the LA experience, and we'll.
Oh, okay. I don't know about all of that. You're offering a lot here.
Whoa.
We're not no Airbnb. You feel me?
Yeah. I'm saying we'll be creating together. Is what I'm trying to say.
We'll definitely. If you come out here, we'll have fun.
Yeah.
But we're not no goddamn Airbnb. You want what's like breakfast in bed? What else are you offering them? Goddamn.
You're right.
A tour bus?
Yeah, well, that's in the works.
That's in the works.
That's in the works.
We got a party bus.
We're always coming
through.
Yeah, we're always coming.
But that was a nice social event. We also went to a screening in the Chinese theater.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, a friend of a friend was having their film. I think actually I want to talk about it because it was a really good movie. It's directed by Richard. I think his last name is Townsend. Actually, I should check later. But his name is Richard. He has this movie called, I think it's called Quick Start or Good Start or something like that. It's a movie it's a short film about a car. And it's so like I found it so good. Like I didn't know this man before like watching this movie.
Yeah.
But I was at the screening with my friends. I saw it, and then immediately after the screening was done, I was like, yo, show me Richard right now. I want to meet this guy. And like, he's cool, man. He's cool. Very tall bloke. Yeah. He loves movies.
How tall?
He looked like maybe an inch shorter than me.
It's very infrequent that I hear you call someone tall.
Yeah, if I call someone a tall bloke, it means I was looking at them eye level. That's what that means. Just in general, if I say someone's tall, that means they're eye level.
I knew if he was taller than you. Like if he was the same size as you, you'd be like,
I don't think he's taller. He might be. I think either we're the same size or he's an inch under.
Okay.
I think I'm still taller.
You're like,
but he is a tall mother. He knows he's a tall motherfucker.
But if they're above me, they're just like,
no, Harry's taller than me.
Harry's 6'5" or something like that.
Yeah.
You're like what?
But he's not no Harry. You know what I mean?
He's not okay. So he's in between you and Harry.
No, god damn it, he's my height an inch shorter.
Sorry.
Do not. You see what he's doing, bro? You see what this is? What the TMZ is going on here? You heard what I said, and you're like, oh, so he's taller than you, right? No. Damn it, bro. Like, what's going on here?
Are you upset?
I am upset, actually. You keep saying he's taller than me. You haven't even met the guy. Bro. What is this, man?
Right, no.
I told you he's shorter than me. You're like, oh, no, he's clearly taller than you.
It sounds like you're like a little upset.
I'm upset that the fact that I told you he's either my height or shorter, and you keep saying that he's taller than me. That is what I'm upset about.
That was unjust to me.
Exactly, motherfucker. God damn.
That was unjust to me.
How would you feel if I just came to you and was like, yeah, everyone's taller?
I would be like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I would be like, you're a serial capper. That's what I would say.
Don't bring that back in. don't call me a serial capper. So I don't want people to start calling me that on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was really nice to meet Richard, and we were talking about just like his movie and then the use of music, and like I asked him like, yo, send me the script. I want to read it and then see how the script translates into the movie.
Yeah,
because I mean, everyone just sees the finished project and then, oh, okay, that's cool, dope. All right,
it's like, how do you do this?
Exactly.
How did you do
In
this?
my realm, for me, when I watch a movie, I don't just see the movie for what it is. I also see the movie and think, how the fuck did you do this? Right? How did you think to do this with the character?
Yeah.
How did you come up with this line? How did you know to use this particular piece of music at this point?
Right.
Why does it sound like this? Why did you use this particular lens at this point? I ask questions because I'm invested in film shit.
You're like, is this, sometimes it's like, is this a more improv-based film? Or is it a comedy? Or is it going to be a drama? And it's like a more locked script?
Because those are two very different things.
Yeah.
Because some movies are accidentally genius, where all the things you love about the film is not in the script, and it was thought of either on the day or halfway through production,
or in the storyboards, and that's where the credit is due.
Storyboard artists, oh my god,
yeah,
they really make the movie. The rest of us, we just do what the storyboards do. You know what I mean? But shout out to storyboard artists.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like there's so many things that could happen. Like there are some movies where a lot of the magic does not happen in the script, and there's also a lot of movies where the magic was always in the script.
Yeah.
Fences. It's fantastic to read.
Right.
You can tell off the bat.
Right.
This is genius.
Pre-written
So
material
it's
is
in
a
the script.
completely different ballpark.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but it's also not. It's also not because it's like a script is a script is a script is a script. If you got to,
I read the screenplay version of Fences. Even
you read the
before-
screenplay?
I read the screenplay version.
I just read the play. Oh, so we have slightly different. Probably.
Yeah. But I could tell from the screenplay
It was a good
that
play.
it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like the writing was there so that the movie could do what it needed to do. Right. And again, like I'm still reading the script for the short film that Sally Richard did. But I'm not sure yet if the magic was in the script from the jump or the magic was found on set.
So hard to tell.
Or the magic can be found and edited.
Yeah.
That's the thing about movies as an art form. There's 3 stages to it, and either one of these can make or break the movie. So
Pre-production, production, and post-production.
Exactly.
And those are simplified.
Yeah, that's a very oversimplification
Like,
of even the nitty-gritty details that's happening in all of these different phases.
Right. Oh, so oversimplified. Because in every project that we've done, there's always pre-production.
Also, distribution, right? How did you see the movie?
Right.
Is it on YouTube or did you see it in the theater?
Right.
Like all these different things change what the movie feels like.
Yeah, a lot to think about in those terms.
Film is it's a lot. But anyway, it was just nice. Like that's the thing about these social events. I recommend any artist in LA just go to social events. It doesn't matter if you have a project, you're working on the next project, whatever. Just go out and meet people because you never know.
Always
You
important
can meet the right people.
Right. Always important to meet people for sure.
Always important to meet people. LA is a town where it's pretty easy to not meet anybody.
Right.
Especially recently after COVID. It used to be hard to never meet people, but since COVID, like the city's really changed where you have to put the effort in now.
Yeah, I'd recommend networking and making friends, networking, working with people you like, and working with people that you work with well creatively, essentially.
Also working with people that might be where you want to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I keep researching a lot of career stuff. And they always say you want to be as close in proximity to where your end goal is as possible. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
And eventually you might just end up there.
Yeah.
So
on that note, maybe we should wrap up this episode.
I'm down to do that. There's a lot we still have not talked.
There is.
Another day, man. Another podcast episode. Stay tuned. You know what I mean? We always do something.
Right. And there's a few tweaks we wanted to see for this specific episode.
Exactly. Again, forgive us if the last episode was not in full HD. We're still working out the kinks of doing like a live video plus audio experience. So, work with us. You know what I mean? This podcast is growing.
Right.
This is not the same episode as it was in the first episode.
Yeah.
And, you'll see that down the line.
Right. And we're not going to stop until we can get it at the best quality we can.
And then we're going to quit while we're ahead.
in the most efficient workflow that produces the highest quality. So
everything we do, we're doing for y'all. You know what I mean? So, again, keep them comments running.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to hear about what we could improve on, what we could do better. What do you want to see in the next coming episode.
Yeah.
And we'll try our best to also match that.
Thank
give
you.
the best experience.
Thank
I love y'all.
Yeah.
In my heart.
Thank you so much for those of you who have been listening and who listened to this episode or episode before, any episode at all.
I appreciate our listeners, dude. There's some of them that are like locked in, bro. You can see every time they're here. I love y'all. And even the people that are just now coming in and seeing us for the first time, I love y'all especially.
Yeah, it means a lot when you listen. It means a lot when you give us feedback. It means a lot when you do any interaction. So thank you so much for listening so far. And I can't wait to keep doing Starbound, keep growing everything, keep doing the music, the movies.
I think it was Dave Chappelle that said, and he said this in terms of a joke, but there's deeper meaning behind it. He was saying something like, oh, if y'all don't like my jokes, whatever, I get paid for the attempt, not for whether or not the joke lands. And it's funny. But I think there's a deeper thing about that, like people putting value in your stuff, right? Just saying like, hey, I want to come out and see what you're doing. And whether or not it's the experience you wanted, we always want to give you a good experience, so we apologize for that. But just the fact that you even gave us the energy and time of day to like listen to the podcast, watch the podcast, whatever, I'm so honored and thankful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It means the world when people give like art, like my art time of day. Yeah. And
because they don't have to. This doesn't have. This is not technically the most beneficial thing in terms of like, I don't know, like a job. You're not getting paid to watch us,
but yeah,
I appreciate the
when
fact
you make us a part of your day, like in the car, listening to the podcast, or checking out diaries, like you guys have been messaging me about, which is so awesome.
A lot of love for that song.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, and keep all that stuff up. And
exactly, it fuels us. You know what I mean?
It fuels us. It helps a lot. It helps a lot.
So. Even your hate, it also fuels us.
Yeah, in fact, put as much hate in the comment. No,
please shred all the hatred. If you are a hater, don't hold back, man. Yeah. But also, we'll smoke you too. Don't get it twisted. We like to give hate back. You know what I mean? The people don't know this, but I got some secret accounts on some social platforms where I just shed hate, and I love it.
I don't even think I knew that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Damn, it's low key.
Wait, really?
Some people know about it, but I have secret accounts just to spread hate.
Wait, I did not know.
You know about the accounts.
Oh wait,
I just don't tell you about the hate part.
Oh, I guess you shouldn't say it. Tell me after.
I'll tell you after.
I can't think what you're talking about.
So yeah. No, dude, hate is part of the engine. It's part of the fuel. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like to give out hate too. I understand.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
Sean's a hater. TNC better love that one.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully this podcast episode does uploads correctly with the live.
We'll see.
Still working out the kinks on that.
Still working out the kinks. Thank you for staying with us.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, and it's been your boy, King Kaja.
And Cough Drippy, as always.
I guess we'll just see you on the next one. You feel me?
That's right.
So, yeah. Anyway, 2 Chainz.
Peace. All right.